My name is Kari Calvario. I'm the Director of Admission for our Master's Admissions, overseeing our Master's of Science in Product Management program. I have been with Carnegie Mellon for 7 years, and so my experience is in higher ed graduate admissions, and then I get the pleasure of speaking with you today about our MSPM program. So for Carnegie Mellon, this is our Master's of Science in Product Management program. We are headed into our 5th cohort, so it's a relatively new program. From its inception, it's been a partnership between 2 Carnegie Mellon schools. And so it's between Carnegie Mellon School of Computer Science and Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business. And so it is a joint effort between those 2 programs, 2 highly ranked programs. It is a 1-year program, so it's a quick full-time on campus in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a full-time program for our MSPM. Our graduates have a 1-year, it's a start in January, you graduate the following December with an internship built into the middle. So it's a fast-paced curriculum, but then prepares you in just about a year to enter into being a product manager in the workforce. The answer is a lot. And so you may have heard being a product owner, being someone who probably previously was more of played a role within the product, played a role within an organization. And then to be a product manager, you're somebody who has probably both the technical skills and the communication skills with a customer to bridge that gap and really kind of provide strategic business decisions for a customer over a product. You're the product owner, you're the CEO of the product. You're the one who has gone from probably a niche role, maybe the designer, maybe having one role in designing something, to being able to make these broad decisions about the financial impact of a product or how it should be designed, how it meets customer needs. And so product management is really that broad role of overseeing this product and kind of all of the different components that a customer might need or problems that a customer might want to solve. Product managers have to have this really broad skill set. And so oftentimes industry or hiring managers struggle to find that candidate. This program, Carnegie Mellon's MSPM, was born out of wanting to provide those candidates who had that broad skill set. And so it's designed to provide business skills, design thinking, and provide them with technical leadership skills, because oftentimes as a product manager, you might be indirectly leading, or you've got to demonstrate empathy towards a customer. And so there's a lot of these different broad skills. And so when we sat down to start this program and looking at the technical skills that the School of Computer Science could bring, the design thinking, the business skills that the Tepper School brings, it's this really, really nice marriage between the different skill sets that product managers need in order to go and be successful, when oftentimes their role is needed to be a little bit more broad. The answer can vary, to be quite honest. There's lots of different flavors of product managers. Some will be more technically adept. Some will, have the ability to solve those technical problems. Others might do well more connecting with customers. And so, regardless, all must know how to identify and solve problems while balancing the needs of many stakeholders. They need to motivate and lead their teams. They need to drive towards these impactful strategic business goals. So it's important to have some technical skills. It's important to be able to connect with your customers. But what's most important, or in addition to that, is to really be able to make these strategic business decisions, to lead teams, to drive the development of the product. And so there's a lot of, I think, things that make that up. But it's that ability to think strategically, to connect, and to balance that with the ability to do some technical work as well. So we're Carnegie Mellon, and so we hang our hat a lot on data science. We hang our hat on those quantitative skills. And so that's certainly something that our students, our MSPM graduates, can expect from the program, more specifically data science, design thinking, innovation, marketing, communication, team leadership. We also have the opportunity for electives where our students can choose to pursue courses in machine learning, in artificial intelligence, pricing strategies. There's a lot of those opportunities as well. So at its core, data science, design thinking, communication, leadership, but then also the ability to factor in or to layer in some of those machine learning and AI courses as well, which is a really unique experience. We would prefer it, and I'll say it that way, is it is a technical program. It's by its design, that's product management. It's not an end-all be-all. We've seen folks come in and be successful in the program who haven't had as much technical skills. So you have to have the ability, incoming students have to have the ability to handle the coursework, right? So we want our students to come in and be successful. Graduate level computer science classes, graduate level business courses. But I think there's a lot of different ways that you can build up that ability, whether it's been in your undergraduate background, whether it's been in the technical work that you've done, whether it's been in some self-paced learning. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that incoming students would do well with technical background, but it's not an exact recipe for success. Again, just tending to, it's the nature of the type of classes where we love our engineers, we love our students with technical backgrounds. It's not the only background that we're not going to put out there that that's all that can be. But certainly it's fair to say that the program and just the types of classes that or the hard skills that I just mentioned, I think our engineers, or I think the folks that have technical backgrounds, tend to be drawn to those types of programs because it's a natural next step for their skill set. We're a 12-month program in the summer, so you're starting in January. So in the May, June, July, our students are interning. And so very quickly at the start of the program, there are companies coming to campus who are interviewing for internships, who are recruiting. Our career center is working even before our students start in January to make sure resumes are up to date, things like that. So recruiting happens very quickly and is a major, as you might imagine, a major component to the program. And so we've got companies that are coming in. We've got bigger companies. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the startup environment has really grown. And so we've actually in recent years seen our students become more and more interested in working for a startup because you have the opportunity to really jump in right away and make that impact. And so from these kind of bigger companies, bigger tech companies where our students are headed, and also the in-between and startups. And so it depends on just the preference of our students. You've got one-on-one coaching with our Master's Career Center. They're working with you, like I said, from even before starting in the program. Where do you want to head? What are some companies? Where are we targeting? Here's the companies that are coming to campus. Here's what they expect. And so there's so much preparation coupled with just the personal desires of our students. So big companies, in addition to the startups that we've seen really start to catch on in the last few years. I think it's fair to say, depending on the company, an exit salary. And so going to a more not well-known, a more established, bigger company like Facebook, like Microsoft, Amazon, something like that, of course, is going to be different than a startup. And so I think that's certainly fair to say. And so we will have those students go to those companies like I just mentioned versus startups that are coming in recruiting. Our 2020 mean salary was $123,000 base. Doesn't include signing bonus, anything like that. That was actually, it's interesting to say, a little bit of a down year because of COVID and this just extreme environment that we're all living in. But our mean exit salary was 123 US dollars, 123,000. And so again, because it varies across those more bigger companies versus those startups, and so it's just working with students. You learn negotiating, you learn all of those sorts of things. Our students are coming back right now. Actually, they're all back from their summer internships. And so, we're hearing a lot of success stories, a lot of job offers, things like that. So it's an exciting time, whether it's, companies like Home Depot or, I just mentioned Facebook, things like that. And so it depends on the personal interests of our students. They have a lot of connection with alums when they head to these companies. And so there's a lot of personalization that comes into that post MSPM job. Bare minimum is really just submitting the application. So we don't have a minimum GMAT or GRE score. I'll defer to our website, and so for the sake of this interview, not get into the nuts and bolts, even though that's where I live a lot of my life in operations. We do have a GMAT GRE waiver that's a waiver option that's in place. It's not a guarantee. That's all really great information on our website. But for those taking the GMAT or the GRE, there is no minimum. So what we want is, because it's a holistic admission review, there's no one flavor of product manager, there's no one flavor of admission applicant. But again, know that you are applying to a program where you're going to need those technical skills. You're going to need to be successful in those graduate level computer science business courses. So take a really good look at your undergraduate coursework. What is your background been? If it's not in a technical background or technical major, what is some of the work that you've done? How many years of work experience do you have? Just those sorts of more anecdotal questions to ask yourself versus this is my GPA, these are my test scores. Our class profile is on our website, and so that's a guide. That is not a recipe for admission. I know that lots of folks are looking for that, but use that as a guide as far as what was last year's incoming class GPA or test scores or things like that. So that's what I'd say as far as the recipe for success is that it's all individualized. But know that the two, kind of big buckets that we're looking for are, can you be successful academically? And can you be successful professionally? Can we get you that job that you want? What skill sets are you bringing in that, combined with our career center, combined with our alumni, combined with these companies we have great relationships with, can you get that post MSPM job that you're looking for? So that's the secret, those two big buckets. But there's a lot that goes into it. There's fit, is this the right program for you? Can you see yourself 10 years down the line being an active alum? Those sorts of things. We do, so we're a growing program. We are headed into our 5th cohort right now. We're in the middle of our spring 2022 because we're a spring start program. So we're in the middle of admissions right now. And so from year to year, it varies. Our last few cohorts have been around 40 students, and we are intentionally small. That's around what we want it to be. And so because Carnegie Mellon is really known for this personalized, individualized approach, we don't want, nor do we envision becoming this really large program. And so our past cohorts, as they've grown in years, have grown to be about that 40 to 45 number. And we really kind of think that's our sweet spot, so that we can give the individualized teaching. So you can meet one-on-one with your career coach, with the Accelerate Leadership Center. You get one-on-one professional coaching, all of those things. So applicant number can vary, but we typically have seen our classes end at about 40 to 45 students. And we really think that's a good number for us and for what we're trying to provide our students in a program. We are one of very few, at least that I'm aware of as well. And so Carnegie Mellon is known for being just incredibly innovative and for really looking ahead at what opportunities there are. And so several years ago, even before the program launched, the conversations were happening of, we see this need because it's this program, it's a 1-year program versus, in an MBA program or in a certificate program. And so there are, I think, tangentially related programs out there where certainly the end result could become a product manager. Our program, and what's so just kind of brilliant about Carnegie Mellon is it meets this exact need. And so it's exactly what you need. It's a 1-year program. It gives you both the technical, it gives you the design courses. And so it was so intentionally thought out you pause work for 1 year, or you kind of pause those things, you go full time. And so there aren't too many others that are our exact model. And I think that's a great thing. I think it's also really, really exceptional that you're getting exposure to two different top-ranked schools under the Carnegie Mellon umbrella. So you're getting exposure to computer science faculty, to the courses, to human-computer interaction faculty at the same time with Tepper Business School. And so you get that really unique blend that I don't think a lot of schools really offer. So yes, there are certificate programs. There are different things that you can become a product manager. Sure, we haven't rewritten the book on becoming a product manager, but what we've done is taken these really great resources and assets and the curriculum and the career opportunities, these things that are pillars at Carnegie Mellon, and packaged them into a one-year program that specifically meets the needs. Because what we did at the start of the program, before the start of the program, was went out and spoke to the industry leaders, went out and did our research. Carnegie Mellon, of course, is going to do its research. And so to be able to go out and hear from the industry and say, here's what we're looking for, here's what we wish our product managers had. And then we built our curriculum around that. Then we did more research and we heard from those industry leaders who said, actually, we also want your graduates to have some work experience. So then we built in the internship, we built in capstone projects, we built in this real world experience. And so it's this direct feedback from this industry where we're sending our graduates, and built our curriculum around that using both the School of Computer Science and the Tepper School of Business. So it's a really, really unique program, and one that I don't think exists too many other places. My advice would be to get connected into the Carnegie Mellon community to learn more about the MS and Product Management program. What I mean by that is Carnegie Mellon is not this kind of behind the scenes, we want to talk to you. The admissions office wants to talk. We want to answer your questions. So we offer office hours. So every weekly, we do office hour sessions. There's an on-demand information session workshop that's on our website. I've done an on-demand application workshop. We provide these resources because we want our prospective students to get to know the most that they can about our program. We want you to be informed. And so my advice would be to take advantage of those opportunities. If you have a school, here we are at Carnegie Mellon providing this kind of insider's view into what do I need? What should I submit in my application? How do I handle an interview? What do I need to know about the product management program? All of these resources are available. We have student ambassadors who are our current students. Their profile is listed on our website. So my advice would be, number one, to take advantage of those opportunities, to know that we are here to help. We are here to provide information. We're really proud of this program. We're excited about it. We remain excited about it even as it's grown. We're proud of the graduates that we have, and therefore we want to tell everybody about it. We want to provide these opportunities. And so I think you'll find a lot of really robust resources to learn about the program. I would say then the second part of that would be to make a successful candidate after doing that, after learning those things, is to really just take a critical look at your profile, to look at how well did I do academically? Where am I in my career? Why do I want to become a product manager? And really just take that kind of look inward. The data speaks for itself. We all have our undergraduate careers, good, bad, or indifferent, they're there. And so taking a look at that and translating it into the research that you've done, what you've learned about Carnegie Mellon's program, and how you think that translates into success. Here's why I think that this program is the best fit for me. And so that's kind of advice. And then a successful applicant is going to be somebody, of course, that can succeed academically. There's lots of ways that you can demonstrate that beyond a GPA, beyond a test, beyond a test score. Those are really critical components, but they're just one component. And so to be able to say, here's what I've done academically, here's where I am professionally, here's the coding that I can do, here I'm self-taught, I'm scrappy, I'm this, all these different things. I think that what makes a successful applicant is someone who's well researched on the program, who understands what our program offers, and also knows that they can be successful academically and be successful professionally.